According to Warren Buffett, $114 investment made in 1942 would be worth anywhere around $400,000. I know majority of you are saying no one of us can go back to 1942, and even worse, none of us want to wait that long for an investment to compound, which is a very wrong way to look at it. Today's video, I'm going to share with you the ministry of compound interest and how it can profit you as an investor. Studies have shown that $100 dollar cost average into the S&P 500 over 40 years, you would retire a millionaire. Assuming all dividends were reinvested, you would retire a millionaire. Majority of us don't want to wait that long, and I totally get it. I, for one, won't want to wait that long. But you are thrust in a position where you have no investment, you have no hope for the future, you don't know what you're doing. Perhaps majority of you might lack purpose. Perhaps you don't even have an idea of how you're going to escape the monotony of the 9 to 5. This can be an escape route for you. Perhaps not just you, but your children as well. We all know of the 92-year-old janitor, Mr. Lee, who worked as a janitor his entire life and generated into petroleum staff, and he retired with $4 million through this miracle of the compound interest. He didn't pay attention to when everybody was selling, or he didn't let the newspaper and the frenzy of the public determine his investment decision. So, Jerry, my friend, if you have no idea, if you don't know what you're doing, I highly recommend that you take Warren's advice. While you're still building that business, while you're still waiting for that next big thing, I guarantee you, if you start dollar costing average $100, perhaps $200 if you are more advanced in age, or if you are privileged and you want to make it quick, $200 or increase the stake, in a matter of time, you will become a millionaire. It's just like this snowball effect. Once you pick up a snowball, you roll it down the hill. At the initial stages, it's very difficult to gather more snows. But as it builds momentum, it begins to gather snows a little more faster. That's how it is. Once you hit that first 100K, it becomes faster to make your next 10K, but it's more difficult for you to go from 10K to 100K. So if you should use this investment space as your safety net, use it as your safety net. Start dollar costing averaging. Start putting in that $100. Maybe, I mean, what if that stuff doesn't work? What if? So just start dollar cost averaging. Start putting something down. Majority of you, when you hear messages like this, I have this guy, he listened to me and he started dollar costing averaging. That's dollar cost averaging. Started putting something down, and within the space of a year, his portfolio grew by, I wouldn't say the percentage. His portfolio grew, and he was very excited. Instead of putting $100, why not $200? Then he starts cutting down on certain things to put in more money into his investment. The reality of it is there's only so much amount you can curtail. There's only so much you can squeeze out of that limited pie. For so long, we've emphasized living below your means, be a cheapskate, clip coupons, and curtail expenses. Unfortunately, that is not the way to become wealthy. I do not believe that an intelligent God will put us on this earth to live like lower class animals. So instead of seeking or living below your means, seek to grow your means, seek to expand the income column. Stop zooming down on only the expense column. Take two people. The guy on the left earns $25,000. The guy on the right earns $250,000. The guy on the left is living 70% in expenses, 20% in investment, and 10% in saving. Okay, so that's anywhere around $15,000 in expenses. The guy on the other hand is living 30% in expenses, 40% in investment, 20% in savings, and 10% emergency funds. Now, the guy on the left would see the guy on the right balling hard, eating uh, chickens and hot Cheetos and getting that extra guac. He in his mind you say this guy's not being frugal, this guy's wasting a lot of money, but the reality of it is that the guy on the right is even living more frugal, is even below, way further below his means from a ratio perspective than the guy on the left, but is able to afford more because he has a more bigger pie to play with. So seek to expand your means. Don't be like the guy at the left who has a limited horizon, who is a one dimensional person. I guarantee you that the person on the right, his investment will compound faster and even in a more astronomical way from a monetary value than the guy on the left. So be the guy on the right, seek to expand your means. How do you expand your means? By providing more service or value in that which you are offering. If it's a 9 to 5 job, look for ways you can ask your boss for raise. Look for ways you can add more value to the company. This is some mistake people make. When they're going to ask for a raise, they go there entitled. They go there feeling like because they've exhausted X amount of years in the company that they are entitled to raise. But my friend, that's not how it works. When you are going to appeal to someone, appeal to their motivation and self-interest, not their gratitude or mercy. Do not confuse your needs with their needs. If you're going to ask for a raise, show how this raise or show what you've done in the past that has contributed directly to the company's balance sheet or have helped them in some way. Then you stand the chance of getting a raise. Two people, the guy on the left comes along, say, I've been here for 10 years and I've seen people get graduated into the C-suite position. I want a raise. The guy on the right get employed 2 weeks earlier. He comes, said, hey boss, I've been able to save you 50 grand on this investment. I made these two calls. I did X. I did that. I did that. I did that. And this attracted X and we make $2,000 extra on the sale. I want a raise. Who's more likely to get that raise? Exactly. So we know these things from a general perspective, yet we end the opposite direction. It's very easy to give advice, but when faced with the same scenario, we are emotionally attached and we deviate on our own advice. So seek to grow your means. Do not be one dimensional. As always, friends, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I will see you in the next